All right, how is that? A little bit better? Looking pretty good, if I don't say so, or if I do say so myself. Okay, so let's get right into it right now. 1/12/2020, aka January 12th, 2019. 2020 rather. Today is Reflections 72. And Reflections is a bi-weekly episode at this point where after I'm done reflecting on my past week, I get on camera and I decide to record the highlights of my last few weeks. What I learned, how I grew, things I faced, challenges I experienced, all types of things, in hopes that you can take away some things from my journey and apply it to your own life, as well as I want to document the shit out of my journey in my life, in business, in work, in relationships, in whatever I am going through at that given point. Hope you enjoy this episode. It's really cool now because I'm actually caught up to date. I am caught up and I am up to date on Reflections, which means like this one that I'm recording right now is currently like the last one I recorded. Everything's edited, everything's posted. So this is going to go up like way fucking faster than normal. So that's a little bit strange, but it feels cool to be up to date. Now I can spend my time on a bunch of more things. So actually, let's fucking get in on my mind as well. What's been on my mind? So, what's been on my mind? Being able to have all this like freedom of like, oh, I don't have to like catch up on Reflections anymore. So I had to like change my objectives, if you will, because that was what was keeping me motivated in terms of content, in terms of like something to strive for, which was let's get fully caught up in Reflections. Now that I'm here, I need to reset and get a new target. But yeah, there's lots of potential things I can do with my time now in relation to content, but also just like for things in general. Whether that's business, whether that's other forms of work, in addition to what I do right now with Starbucks. There's so many different things. And business obviously being probably energy work. All types of things, man. How bullshit this like 2020 thing is, where people just like are so attached to making this perfect outcome happen within the new year and making sure they make like no mistakes and forgetting that like all of their habits and beliefs and everything they brought from 2020 or 2019 still exists with them in 2020. They're not like this completely new person. So like people just have 2020, the new year and the new decade completely on a pedestal right now. And it's really interesting to watch because I am thinking about 2020 in a way where it's like, okay, awesome, new year, new decade, but I still am going to be doing a lot of the same things, but continuously doing or tweaking in a positive direction, because like I still have all of the same stuff I had at the end of 2019 on December 31st, with obviously like a few tweaks here and there, but it's a never-ending journey of like, let's constantly be growing, let's constantly be tweaking our lives, let's constantly be trialing and erroring, if that's a word, and let's constantly be learning and striving for happiness and whatever feelings we're trying to achieve at any given point in history, or in our journey, if you will. And let's just continuously grow and develop, and like let's strive for all these things regardless of if it's a new year, the end of the year, the fucking middle of the year, no matter what. I don't understand why people just fucking put all of these timelines on such a pedestal. Just focus on your journey and continuously be in that type of motion, and then you won't have to deal with any of these fucking baggage of like new year, new me, or any of that bullshit. It's just another day in the life. Let's be fucking real here. You're the same fucking person. How little I am enjoying this like forced life of having a job. Obviously, at the end of the day, it is my choice to choose to have a job. Like, no one's putting a gun to my fucking head. I could get something else. But like, I don't want to leave yet. But I super just feel like checked out of Starbucks, to be honest. Yeah. I also just like know it will take 3 months for me to get out properly. If I like go ham on business now, I could be able to sustain myself within 3 months. And I'm just like lacking energy. I'm lacking the motivation to do this right now. But I do have like lower hours right now, so it is giving me some time to use that energy and time for the better, and sacrificing a little bit of the paycheck now to make for a better future, if you will. So that feels good. But I have no fucking clue if I'm going to be able to pull it off. But it's good to remind myself that I can't speak. What others have done, I can do also, and just in general, I can fucking do it. Period. End of story. Even in my darkest moments when I doubt myself the most, I can still do it. Considering moving on from the power list, like, the power list has served me so fucking well, and I'm so grateful for it because it's helping me create daily action towards my goals. And at the same time, I feel like things have their shelf life in the same way that like the creator of this, Andy Frisella, has also said this, there was a shelf life for the MFCEO project. I'm thinking that the shelf life of the power list is coming to a close or something like that. It's either, I feel like I'm either going to change it soon or I'm going to create my own system, which feels very on brand for me, to create something completely new that is like reverse engineered for me. Because I love the power list and I love the principles behind it, but there's more to that evolution, I think. So I've been thinking about ways to achieve that, and I'm intrigued by it so far. What were my favorite wins? Caught up with reflections now. I am within, like I was saying before, I am at that threshold now where everything I record could be posted within like a day because I am fully up to date now. It feels good. It's also strange, but it feels fucking good. Also got caught up in my podcast. If you were noticing, maybe you weren't. My audio was not up to date by any means. It was like 5 months behind or whatever. So I decided to just quickly render all the audios of each reflections and then post it to my podcast. So that's up to date now. If you want to check out the audio version, the Josh Moxey journey, which by the way, I might rename soon. So there's that. Also finished up some reflection stuff with like my 2019 reflection, if you will. And because there was more questions I needed to answer. So I just decided to go back and completely finish that, as well as did some more like categorization of my 2020 goals and developed a rough system for holding these goals, which is cool. I want to get it better though, because I'm not satisfied with where it's at right now, but I need a system to hold the things that I want to accomplish, my vision, if you will, broken down by each target, which is interesting to me, very interesting, because I want to stay motivated. That's a really good way to do it. Vision is everything. Posted one of my most vulnerable reflections today, which was Reflection 70. That was strange to have online, but it's cool because basically no one watched it. So, but it'll serve as an interesting thing in history for sure. Joined GoodLife. Even though it was on a trial basis, I'm almost like 99% sure I'm just going to join at a convenience because it's damn easy, man. It's literally like 3 minutes away from work at obviously Starbucks Indigo in Kitchener. And yeah, I'm enjoying it so far. I'll say more things about this as the episode goes because this is very new for me, being in a gym, but it's cool, man. I'm enjoying being in a gym overall right now. Ooh, also, taking videos of the gym. That was like, I didn't want to. Also, things like selfies at the same time. I feel like I was being judged while I was doing things like that, but it's not about people's judgment. It's about like, what do I want after that gym session's over? And that would be footage. And I also want my dues paid selfie and other things that I can post online. I'm not working out to post things online. I work out and then I want to post things online because I like to document things. It's like there's a different order of operations there. But yeah, it was weird to do that, but I'm glad I did. Also had some amazing sessions with non-material source energy medicine. Holy shit. Like stuff on like Starbucks burnout, on self-negativity, on judgment, on like feeling disrespected. A shit ton of things like this. They were amazing. Felt so fucking good. Yeah, and like good results since. So glad, very glad about that. What worked? Neuroforce. I am obsessed with using this right now. This is right here. It is a brain supplement for keeping, basically for me, it's like channeling all my mental energy into one specific task, keeping myself very focused. And it works great for that, man. Like, I'm very pleased with this investment of buying that big ass bottle, because I take one every single fucking day basically now, and it helps me zero in on whatever priority I'm trying to do in the morning, and allocate all of that focus to whatever the chief priority is in that given moment, and it's working incredibly well. Prioritizing the 2019 reflection even after 2019 was over. So like, I think it got done, if I recall correctly, it got done on January 1st. And like, for perfectionists, that would like break their fucking mind. It's like, oh my God, how dare you reflect on 2019 after 2020 has started? And it doesn't matter that much. So I decided to do it even though 2020 was already started, and I did some 2020 planning early 2020. I still am not complete on my 2020 planning. It is what it is. Does life go on? Yes. Like, let's not put these fucking dates on a pedestal. So that has worked really well. Just like taking these like timelines we all agree upon off a pedestal and just doing whatever needs to be done. It doesn't fucking matter that much. Observing new ways of creating content. I am loving right now looking at new podcasts, new YouTube channels, new formats on Instagram, new ways of doing things like TikTok. There's a lot of different things I'm looking at right now because I'm trying to wrap my head around more ways that I can create and document content. And it's super inspiring, and it gives me more ideas, makes me believe I can do it because I'm seeing other people do it. And it allows me also to like take their idea and combine it with other ideas or tweak and evolve. Like, it's just, there's a lot of different things going on at once. I like it though. I love having a bunch of ideas in my head, and then the challenge for me is always like choosing the one. But it's really good to have a bunch of potential ideas floating around in your brain for abundance purposes, which leads me into another point, which is talking casually to a bunch of girls. I don't necessarily need to be flirting with them nonstop or whatever. This could be as simple as just like replying to a girl's story, and we do that back and forth with each other. That feels really good for me. Because if I am doing that with a bunch of girls, it makes me feel very abundant. Am I going to hook up with them? Every single one of them? No. Am I going to date any of them? Probably not at this given moment. Stuff like that, man. I don't need to have like an outcome here. It's just a good feeling being around girls or communicating with girls. Just feels fucking nice. Let's be fucking real here, guys. And I'm sure the same applies for girls too. When you're talking with a bunch of dudes, even if you're like, they could literally be friends that are dudes. It just feels fucking good. It's just true, man. Prioritizing reflections as my main task until I was caught up. Like, there was a bunch of things that I wanted to do instead, but I continued to ask myself, like, what is the chief priority right now? And how can we focus on that? And now I got to a place where I'm caught up. And that was probably the biggest thing. Is like, let's not get sidetracked by other things right now. Let's focus on getting caught up. And it worked. Having the workouts done before Sunday just feels so fucking nice. This is the first time in like 3 weeks, I think, that I'm not working out on a Sunday. It feels good. I'm very sick of Sunday workouts. I just want to fucking chill. I am very tired of the idea. Like, I like Sundays to be very relaxed. And the idea of working out on a Sunday is just very exhausting to me. So I'm glad that I did it earlier in the week. I did it Friday and Saturday. Probably should have done it Monday, Wednesday, Friday. That would have been way better. It is what it is. Life goes on. But yeah. Instagram polls, 1000%. These things are like so great for engagement. Not only are they fun in the moment, but they also they get the fucking algorithm sending more people to your stories without a doubt. Like, it just works so fucking well. So getting an engaging poll that's not like too complicated and quite simple, as well as something that people are passionate about, is a great way to get people to actually enjoy these polls. And they're fun for me, they're fun for other people, and especially sharing results after, because you get to see like what people actually thought, what went down. And it's always curious to see people, if it's like an intense enough topic, people start replying to it and giving like a more detailed response to it. It's fascinating, man. I enjoy. working in a bunch of different places beyond my bedroom. Like, I love working in my bedroom. And at the same time, I fucking sometimes just like go crazy when I'm in here for too long. So going to Starbucks, going to my downstairs, working in other areas that are not my room has historically worked quite well, and I'm adding that back into things and feels nice, especially because I can take my laptop anywhere. Doesn't need to be online work, can be offline work if need be. There's just a lot of things, man. But I enjoy working in different locations to shake things up. It's pretty fucking gangster. Reducing my caffeine intake. This is going well so far. Literally ordering things like talls and half caffs and stuff that allows me to drink less caffeine. Feeling good. Source energy medicine, man. The water is just such a game changer. I was just realizing this week how fucking useful it is or last week rather. I was noticing how useful it is on a day-to-day basis, how it keeps me grounded, how it is constantly, by the way, it's my source energy medicine water. Shout out to this water jug as well. But it's so key to my journey, and I don't want to stop anytime soon because, well, for one, I'm basically dedicated my life to this. Secondly, it's just insanely good. I don't know what else to say. Sleeping 10 hours. Holy fuck. When I have the time to do so, sleeping these long amounts of hours has been very rejuvenating. Can't speak. It's been very rejuvenating as well as very energizing to the rest of my day, especially if I was exhausted the day before. Getting a true proper sleep has made my day so much better from an emotional standpoint as well as a productivity standpoint. I love it. What didn't work, and how can I improve it? Spending too much time on social media. I am scrolling and looking through my feeds way too much right now. I find myself doing this especially when I'm very tired after work. It is a very poor use of my time. I end up just being pissed at myself because I'm spending way too much time on something that is going basically directly in the trash most of the time. And it's not bringing me much ROI. So using that time to be more productive, using that time to recharge so I can be more productive easier, that type of stuff would be useful to do instead. Also scheduling in very easy tasks that I don't need to be fully on for would also be ideal to put in there as well. All very key. Making things harder in my mind. I have this tendency to take like something that can be very simple and overcomplicate it and make it very complex and make it harder than it should be. Like I start to visualize it as being harder than it should be, making it too big in my mind, putting way too much pressure on it, putting it on a pedestal, all these types of things, caring too much about its perfection and putting this pressure on it of you can't fail with this, that type of shit. Like, that's such a dangerous thing. So like literally doing the opposite of all those things is the fucking actionable here, because things are not they can be as hard or as easy as you choose to make them. Of course, things are going to be challenging, but there's a very big difference between challenging and hard, and you've got to know the fucking difference. It's absolutely paramount. Overthinking and judging my next moves when I was trying to make a move on a girl. I was so fucking like in my head, it was awful. And I was overanalyzing things and overjudging things and everything. Every idea that I came up with in that moment to try to like make the next move was like, this isn't good enough. This is weird. This next move is not worthy of you doing it. Why would you do this? You're so strange. Oh man, there's so much going on in my brain. And I was just like, it ended up with me overthinking and barely doing anything. I eventually made a move, but oh my god, the road to get there was not so great. And I put way too much pressure on myself. And yeah, it was very strange. But like just a lot of judgment towards self, and just judging every idea that came up. And when you're judging an idea, you're not taking action. And when you're not taking action, you can end up in judgment. And it's just like this vicious fucking cycle. And the actionable that I wrote down would be more okay with fucking up. So that's number one. Because when you're okay with fucking up, you can take action knowing that it's okay and you can try again if it doesn't work. Key. Next, try that idea even if it sucks. So like, yes, that's great. You can like low-key judge your idea, but why don't you just do the idea, see how it goes? Because you can only project so much in your brain without it actually, like it doesn't represent that reality necessarily. So just try that idea and continue trying ideas until something works. Of course, if you do enough wrong moves in a row, that might fuck up your chances with XYZ girl. But like, I don't know. I just think it's important to persevere and just try whatever's coming up, and hopefully it's hopefully it's a decent idea, not like a completely terrible one. But if you can try things that are even garbage and just be okay with it not working at all, that's just a powerful place to be, and that will probably help things work more than the actual tactic itself. Incorrect shoes at the gym. Yeah, I wore literally like moccasins type of shit to the gym instead of running shoes. I also felt like I was like dirtying up the gym, so that didn't feel good. But yes, it worked for the time being. Do I want this to remain like this? Absolutely not. So I've just got to acquire some new bottoms, do a little bit of research. We'll also be asking Saba because he knows the shit with shoes. I super don't. So huge ass captions and big explanations and just going into so much detail on my content. I am losing interest very fast in all of these long things, if you will. I'm really curious by the idea of saying less and letting people figure it out, because the right people understand what the fuck you're saying. And that's an interesting way of positioning myself, because I'll be targeting people who are already in the type of mindset to be able to wrap their head around what exactly I'm saying. And that's interesting. But I'm also like, I also don't want to leave the other people behind that have shown potential, if you will, but aren't fully there yet. So I don't know. But yeah, that's super on my mind. I'm like, this is not working, me trying to explain everything right now. Not loving it right now. Overthinking my content. I have found myself overthinking my content strategy and like pretty much everything to do with content right now. It's like in Instagram, I'm like, I'll fucking take a picture like yesterday. I'll take a picture and then I'll look at it and be like, okay, should I post this today? Should I post this tomorrow? How is this looking at my feet? Like, how is the order? Have I done this enough? Am I missing anything else? Should I post this or should I post that first? What is the time? Like, there's just a lot of overthinking, and it just doesn't matter nearly as much as I sometimes think it does. So I never actually put it up, and that's problematic. Same thing with Notion content on YouTube. I'm like, am I ready? Is this the first thing I should post in terms of like Notion? Should I start with inbox? Should I start with like a beginner's intro to Notion? What should I do? Where's a good place to start? Can this be podcast friendly? And then like TikTok, I just haven't posted fucking anything there because I'm just like, I don't even know if that would work. Like, there's just a bunch of overthinking, and it's so fucking dumb. And like I was saying earlier, the opposite of overthinking is action. So just be a little less like analytical and just try and experiment and see how the fuck it goes. It doesn't need to be this perfect thing. My God, sometimes I just swear I'm so attached to perfection at times. I've worked on it a ton and it's gotten a lot better, but I still have many ways to go for sure. Trying to be like everyone else in the gym. Ugh. These guys are so fucking intense. I've seen practically no smiles in the gym at GoodLife at my location. I am finding myself trying to act like them because I subconsciously want to fit in and I don't want to be ostracized. So fucking dumb. Like, this is not the way to do things. Like, I find myself like being less optimistic and less like smiley and less like less willing to laugh and stuff like that. Because I'm just trying to fit in subconsciously. But like, do I actually want to fit in? Not really. So yeah, just fuck that basically. And just start doing more of the opposite and giving myself permission to be myself, be optimistic, create my own fucking rules for how the gym goes and not rely on other people's type of expectations and stuff like that. Do things like celebrating more, headbanging harder, base facing harder, smiling bigger, laughing more, complimenting more people, etc. All the things that I do on a normal basis anyways. But yeah, I don't want to be like everyone else in the gym, so why am I acting like them? I have no fucking clue. So, what were my biggest lessons? Nothing is coming to replace YouTube anytime soon. So, things like Facebook, things like Instagram, I feel like those are very easily replaced. We're watching that go down right now. Like, Facebook basically got replaced by Instagram. Instagram is slowly becoming replaced by like things like TikTok. It's very interesting to watch. Whereas like YouTube, I feel like the only thing that is taking people away from YouTube is podcast, but it's a different type of medium, so I don't even think that is taking it away. In terms of long-term video though, free, general, like I want this out in the public, I don't think there's anything coming on the way for replacing YouTube, and I think this is a good place to build right now in terms of longer form video. So that was fascinating because like a lot of the other stuff can be replaced, but I don't see YouTube getting replaced anytime soon. I decided to check my analytics in my podcast, and I noticed that Notion, that episode, that Reflections, is also one of my most downloaded audio episodes. So I'm like, holy shit, okay, this is the community trying to tell me that they want Notion content. So, looks like your boy is going to start making Notion content because not only on video, also audio. It's getting basically the most traction out of everything. That's really, 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 really interesting to me. And of course, I literally live my life in Notion, so I would love to share how I'm doing so. Overthinking and then judging things is a phenomenal way to stay in a state of inaction. You've just really got to take an idea and go for it. And like, regardless of outcome, continuously be trying new things, putting new ideas into action, trying something, doing something, being in motion. Because when you start to stay in this state of judging, getting an idea, judging the idea, getting another idea, judging that idea, it's this state of not doing anything, and like you can think yourself out of actually making action or actually making progress, and it could have been the perfect quote unquote idea, but like you overthought it and then you didn't do it, and you didn't let the other person speak for themselves or give you a response that was actually a real world response. Instead, you decided to create a response in your head for what you thought the world was going to choose, decide, accept, etc. And it'll stop you from achieving that goal you want to. So literally just get those fucking ideas, apply those ideas, and overthink less and do more. And I need to do a much better job of this for myself, but it's just something that I'm learning a lot of myself right now. I have a tendency to overthink things and judge things too much, and it's just a better idea to just try and experiment, be okay with failure, and continuously get the fuck back up after I fall on my face. Making a t-shirt brand could actually be a great way for me to spread positive messages, practice design, and also make money in the process, as well as a bunch of other things. But it's just a shit ton of win-wins that I realized as I was listening to Corey, how do I pronounce his name? Eliaf, I think it is. Corey Eliaf. I was listening to one of his podcasts that he was on actually, and it just like struck me as he was doing his showcase of his shirt that he was wearing, which by the way is fucking sick, and just reminded me, I'm like, wow, I could do this. This could be a thing if I choose to. Is it going? I don't think it's going to be like a main business by any means, but it would be a cool passion project for me. I would enjoy that a lot. A few things on Corey real quick. Number one, I have so long to go in my communication. After listening to his podcast, I was just like very humbled because that man is a phenomenal communicator. He's an A+ at influence, and I was just respecting the shit out of the way he communicated, the way he influenced, and like his composure throughout the interview. There was a lot of good things. Him taking a stance and just like not like succumbing to any pressure or anything like that. It was just like he took a stance and he took like a stance on controversial things and didn't back down. So I loved that aspect of it, and it just showed me that I have a lot to go on communication, especially, but doing things like this podcast specifically, very much helped me progress my communication and my influence skills. Also, he's an incredible influencer as well, highly respected. That episode, if you will. You can get into a sexual friendship by never having the conversation of like, what are we type of thing. But it's probably just better if you have it up front and break hearts, or not break hearts and you're both down. I have waited way too fucking long with this in my experience, and it's just a better idea to do it straight up from the get. And yes, if you wait long enough and continue doing it, it is gonna be chill, hopefully. And she'll start to get the fucking message without you actually saying anything. But it's just not the best way of going at things by any means. And I'm not proud that I've done this. But yeah, it's just shown me like, okay, I do have some ways to go in terms of communication, being more direct with girls, and being okay to have conversations that are like confrontational in nature. And it also just did make me feel better though that people like Logan Paul even struggle with this. I'm like, okay, I'm not alone on this. Yeah, definitely have some work to do in that area for sure. If I'm burned out on a specific task, job, fucking project, business, whatever, it is okay to sacrifice short-term income for my mental health. And this is happening right now with Starbucks, man. I was feeling quite burnt out. I'm like low key right now. I've done some energetic work on it, and I am feeling much better than I did like a couple days ago, which is really good. I decided to take less hours this week because I'm already low on hours, but I was planning on taking shifts, but I'm like, fuck it. Let's stay away from Starbucks for a hot minute and let's sacrifice this next paycheck and work a little bit less so I can work on myself more, so I can journal more, so I can meditate more, so I can do more energetic work, and ultimately come out from this, hopefully, with a more rejuvenated energy around Starbucks. I don't know if that's going to be the actual case, but I need to make this last at least 3 months if I choose to like start business today. I think too many people forget that like your mental health is way more important than you buying that, I don't know, that fucking bag or that purse. Bag and purse are basically the same thing, but buying all that new clothing, can't speak, and all this type of shit. So you've gotta just prioritize things that are more important. And guess what's more important than fashion or like fucking getting wasted at a bar is your mental health. What a concept. What a fucking concept. Machines are a great way to close out your workout. For me, I like to start with like barbell and dumbbell type of stuff because you're working against gravity as well, and you have to like make sure your form is good consciously. Whereas with a machine, you're working less on like your movement throughout time and space. So you have like, in theory, more energy and more strength to push or pull or whatever the fucking movement you're doing is. So, but with things like, so what's a great example of this? Leg press for sure. So like I want to start out with squats, but after maybe like my third exercise, I'm okay with doing a leg press because after like I'll do like squats, deads, and then leg press is my third thing. My legs are tired by then, okay? So now the leg press is going to help me do that extra little bit, and I don't have to worry about my form being 100% correct. I'm just like almost like burning out the muscle at this point. And I like it because if I was to start out with leg press and then do the squat third type of thing, it would be so much harder to do that form for that because I'm already tired. Whereas if I'm putting the the thing that matters the most, where I'm recruiting, I'm like operating against gravity and having to work on balance and all these things first. That's going to take more energy. Whereas a leg press, I am able to just be more tired at the end of my workout and do something like that. I like that when I'm working on that type of thing. Like, basically, what I'm trying to say here is the machine can help me correct my form and I have to worry about it less while still working out the muscle. Squats and deadlifts require a lot of lower back. I had no idea. Actually, I did know about deadlifts, but like squats, I was like, holy fuck, my lower back is not as strong as I thought it was. And as I was going down, I'm like, okay, I need to definitely work on my lower back more, because I found myself recruiting other muscles and I wasn't going as deep probably as I should have on the first and second reps, if you will. And then like near the, it was just, I was noticing that my lower back is being exposed because it's not as strong as my legs are right now, because I've been doing Bulgarian split squats historically, but it is time to work on my lower back so I can perform heavy lifts at the level I want to with squats and deadlifts and such. So yeah, that is key. Absolutely, going forward, that I do that, and because I want to hit ridiculous numbers with squats, but I can only do so if all the muscles used are all strong. So even as a veteran, you can still feel like a complete rookie in the gym, or completely silly. I was talking to a coworker, Alexis. She was telling me that like even after 2 years, she still feels silly in the gym. I'm like, holy shit, this is so good to hear. And I was thinking about that yesterday, and I continue to think about it. And it just is like freeing to know that even people who've been there for a long time do not necessarily feel like comfortable at the gym. So as a rookie, that was like really good to hear, because I feel very out of place. I feel like a complete fucking dumbass in the gym, quite frankly. But it's okay. And I don't need to feel like an expert in the gym. I can just do me. Like, it's very empowering knowing that like you can go into the gym, feel like a complete rookie. Everyone's very focused on themselves. So maybe they feel like a rookie. Maybe they feel like a fucking veteran. It is okay. Doesn't matter. Nope. Absolutely. Go to the gym. Get fucking built. Do what you want to do fitness-wise. And move the fuck on. What challenges did I experience? I realized I care way too much in a negative sense of what people think about me. In the gym, I found myself literally wanting to like not go to the gym because I didn't want to take up that like barbell area because I felt like someone could use it better. I'm like, holy shit, like I care too much right now. This is not useful. Also, I find myself not wanting to ask people questions because I don't want to interrupt their flow or whatever. And I'm like, oh god, so I end up interrupting my flow, and it's just like, fuck, can we just ask people? It doesn't matter that much. Also, at work, at Starbucks, I hate when people are mad at me, and it just like it ruins my flow on a given shift, and like I just do care too much. And I noticed this from like gym plus Michelle saying it to me plus self-awareness, and like, fuck, I've just really got to look into this more, because yes, it is very good to care. No, it is not good to care to the point where it absolutely cripples you. It wasn't crippling per se, but it was negatively affecting me enough that I would like to look at it. Let's just put it like that. Since I had sex for the first time, I want to hook up with other people right now. But I don't want to allocate too much time to growth right now. So that is this like inner dilemma I have right now. Not sure how to fucking solve it, but yeah, that's my thing. I want to experience other individuals, and I also don't want to like put in the time to do like dates or anything like that. So your boy's gonna have to get very creative to solve this situation. I keep coming back to this part of overthinking throughout this episode, but it's just key. Like, overthinking things when I was trying to make a move on a girl, it just worked so fucking badly. Like, it just exposed me for the actual root cause of why I didn't make progress with girls for such a long time, which was I was overthinking things, and I was judging myself and any ideas I came up with things to progress. And it was just like never enough and wasn't good enough. And I wasn't good enough. Like there's a lot of things that were coming up and have historically come up in the past that have kept me stuck. And that was the real fucking reason. Because I was like, any transition, any move, anything was just like, this probably won't work. This is kind of strange. La, la, la. Like there was just like so much mental chatter, and I'm like, shut the fuck up. So not good. So not good. I felt very disrespected this week, just like in general, not just at one specific situation or person, but I didn't feel very respected. And how to piss me off 101. Try and disrespect me. It just irritates me on another level. But until I can get to that point where it doesn't irritate me, it's probably going to come back because that's just how things work. So I've got to get to a point where I can be neutral about it and start being able to respond in a way that is grounded and non-reactive. And that's a powerful place to be. And that at that point, it'll probably stop because I have no emotional charge, which means it's not attracting situations and events and people and all that jazz anymore. And I can just do me. Wanting to quit Starbucks. My God, I do not feel like doing anything with Starbucks right now. It's gotten better since yesterday's shift, thankfully, but having a job in general is just eating at me right now. I really want to succeed with entrepreneurship, but clearly not enough for me to actually take any action. What the fuck, Josh? Goddamn. Also, forgot to write this down, but as I am just here, I'm remembering it. I am struggling to like I went through this period this week where I was like, fuck, what is my actual mission here? Because I am not a content creator. I'm not going to be a content creator. There has to be a reason why I'm documenting things. And I've just like lost sight of this right now, to be completely honest with you guys. I do not know what that main objective is. Is it energy work? Is it being a spiritual leader? Is it bringing positive impact to this world? Is it making people laugh? Is it raising the world's vibration? I don't know what it is. Is it being a successful entrepreneur? Is it getting out of my 9 to 5? I have no fucking clue. I just don't know right now. What I do know is one step at a time and investing the time to actually sit down to have thinking time, if you will, and meditate on this or whatever the case may be, because there has to be a bigger why behind all of this. I can't just do things for the sake of. Really wanting to make a move on 2 specific girls, or just like let's be frank here, just hook up with them basically. But I just like don't. I feel like so strange in the world where I don't want to actually go out. I'd rather just go to their place and just like chill. I also wonder if I would crumble on making a move, or if I'm like maybe past that. I don't know exactly. All I know is I feel like there's 2 people in mind right now that also feel the same way about me, and they just don't know like what the next move is type of thing, or maybe they're waiting for me to make a move type of thing. But they both seem like decently down. And this is, I'm talking to a lot of other girls as well, but these 2 just seem on a different level. And yeah, so I'm just not sure right now. Not sure if I want to invest the time either. I wish I could just be direct about things, because I do not want to invest the time to having to go through like a whole process or whatever just for one hookup. Of course, I enjoy getting to know people and I enjoy socializing and interacting with girls, but at the same time, I have a lot of business stuff to do right now, and I have a lot of work stuff and content stuff and spiritual stuff, and like, oh my God, I just have so many things I need to be doing that it just doesn't feel like a very big priority right now, girls. Where did I grow the most? Feeling the fear and posting Reflection 70 anyways. I was so nervous about having such a vulnerable episode out there because like I don't normally talk about sex in my content, but I decided fuck it. I almost put it in the title. It's last second, can't speak. And I ended up just putting in the description. but after like some warnings, if you will. But it was very weird knowing that like I would have this vulnerable truth out there that anyone can search at any time throughout history. That's strange to me, but it was good, and I'm glad I did it. And I was freaking out inside as I was doing it, and even like the day after, whatever. But guess what? And I love that I wrote this down. I'm not dead, and if I'm not dead, I think that's a good sign that I can continue this if it feels like the actual right move at a gut feeling level, if you will. Relief around girls right now. Like, I just don't want to advance things with girls that are wanting something different because I just don't want to date right now. Not what I'm looking for at all. But I saw some tweets and some things that I'm like, oh my god, yes, my situation looks like it's probably not going to be about, like, the girl probably won't want to date. And I'm like, oh my god, that's so fucking good. Because I'd rather just be friends with benefits, basically. Because, like, yeah, I'm super not down to catch feelings. I'm super not down to date. And just keep things casual right now. I'm not ready to invest that type of thing in this right now. With anyone, really, honestly. Working out a good life, for sure. Like, it was so strange being at the gym, like, with all these people around me. There's a lot of fucking huge dudes too. Holy fuck. Like, it was I was also freaking out on the inside being in, like, I look like such a dumbass, my god. But I just kept going. And like the one thing I told myself after I was done was like, did I die? No. And like, that's good. Because I was having a lot of anxiety for sure when I was in there. And but I also like grew a lot asking people like, how do I do this? And like having the balls to interrupt someone else's workout to ask and humble myself because I did not know how to do something. For example, had no idea how to load deadlifts, so I asked someone how to do that. I had no idea how to use the tricep extension, so I asked someone how to do that. Had no idea how to make a bench incline, so I asked someone how to do that, and these guys were so fucking helpful. So thank you, people who helped me with that. What am I obsessed with right now? Undertows. Oh my god. Undertows are something that Alyssa taught me. And they're amazing. I just can't. They're literally an espresso shot with vanilla at the bottom and a layer of cold milk, probably like an inch or so, or cream, whatever the hell you want to do. And then 2 espresso shots, 1 espresso shot, whatever you like. And you pour it over the upside down spoon and it creates this undertow effect. And I am obsessed with it. And baristas want to kill me when I order this. Do I care though? Not really. I just want my undertow. It's amazing. Thank you so much for introducing me to this, Alyssa, because I am just completely obsessed with it right now. Buying new things. I want to buy so many things on Amazon right now. I got this water bottle for 3 liters, and I have become quite obsessed with this as well. It feels so fucking good to have a proper water bottle for once, because I was using like one of those water jugs you get at the water at the store for like $4, the fucking 4-pack or whatever. That's what I was using for like years on end. Anyways, it feels really good to have a proper reusable water bottle now, and I love that it's 3 liters. So I'm absolutely obsessed with that. But I also have so many things I want to buy right now. Things like I want to get a backpack that holds my laptop, and I can also double as a gym bag and a travel bag and a carry-on and a bunch of things all at once. I also want to get new shoes for the gym, but in new shoes in general. I also wish I had hiking shoes, like proper things to go outside with. I wish I had a lock for the gym. I wish I had a whole new wardrobe, honestly. I just really want freshness of everything right now. And that is what I am absolutely obsessed with in this moment. Okay, that has been Reflections 62 in the books. Hope you enjoyed that. Hope you got a ton of value from that. And I appreciate you watching and listening. As always, if you got enough value from this, please do me a favor. Like this episode, rate this episode, comment on this episode, and share this episode with a friend, as well as subscribing to join me on this journey. Anyways, appreciate you watching and listening again. As always, my name is Josh Moxey, and I will catch you later.